The Hungarian Grand Prix was the first World Championship race ever held behind the Iron Curtain. The Hungarians spared no expense. Several impressive buildings have been put up around the circuit. The timing box, Monsieur Ballestri's parking space, the press tent. The Hungaroring was immaculately prepared. West Zakspeed paid tribute by changing the name of one of their cars. Once again, Bernie had fixed everything.
I think that they think it's a good public relations exercise and the amount of exposure they're going to get, obviously, throughout the world is incredible. So it shows the rest of the world what it's like in the Eastern Bloc.
The Eastern Bloc turned up in force. The ticket seller didn't look like a Marxist. Where does she carry her party card, you might ask? Hungarian radio had been telling the girls that there was a chance of fraternizing with Christian Danner. They came flocking in from the potato factories. James Hunt arrived on foot, having been banned from all airlines due to his corrosive effect on the carpets. Nicky Lauda was there. Hunt would never have tried a stunt like that on his airline. Mansell qualified fourth. Prost third. Piquet was second. And Senna, after more spins than ever before in his whole career, once again got the pole.
The track is very safe, so you know if most of the place. If you have a spin, you have runoff areas, so you try. And as it is very slippery, that means when you go just a bit over the limit, you are gone. You cannot recover for it. So the consequence of it is a spin. And so in 3 days I had 5 spins, which is a lot.
A communist in a capitalist hat. Bernie breaks down all barriers. From the jump, Senna was well away, with Mansell and Piquet after him. According to the usual script, the Williams Hondas should have been followed by the McLarens and perhaps the Ligiers or Benettons. But this time the Lolas were well up, with Tombe fourth and Jones sixth. Either the new engine was making its presence felt, or the slow track suited the chassis. As Senna hustled on, Piquet was lining up to pass Mansell. Piquet had a new differential, of whose virtues, so the story later went, he had neglected to inform his colleague. Piquet was an old hand who knew a lot of tricks about setting up a car, but not telling his teammate about them would have been a new trick. Prost got past Tombe into fourth position. Senna was still ahead, but he could see Piquet in his mirrors. Patresi's low car climbed the low curb and got stuck there with even less rear-end traction than usual. Piquet now had Senna lined up, and with the extra handful of boost permitted to him by the Honda's excellent fuel management, he simply uprated himself and swept grandly by. Barbie tried the same thing with Alboreto, but he locked up at least 2 brakes and hit the dirt. Prost had a pit stop 8 laps long because of a major malfunction in the electronics. Rosberg tried to come in, but they waved him out again. Toilet occupied. Piquet motored on. His routine tire stop dropped him to second place behind Senna. Senna motored on. Senna's routine tire stop was nothing dazzling, but it let him keep the lead. Piquet, however, still had power in reserve. Once again, he prepared to cruise by. But Piquet had rather overdone the late braking. Senna dived inside and Piquet had to start again. Two laps later, Piquet varied the attack and drew level on the outside. You can see taxi drivers doing this to each other every evening rush hour in Rio, but for the Hungarians it was a new experience. Viva el capitalismo! The same maneuver in slow motion reveals technical details, such as Piquet making the sign of the cross and Senna closing his eyes. Piquet went on to win, which put him in a better mood, although the atmosphere in the Williams team was not calculated to improve when Mansell found out that he might have gone faster if Piquet had shared the facts and info. Senna came home second. This was the 11th race of the year and the first time since Brazil that Prost's name had not been among the top 6. Mansell was up there on the dais in third spot, but there was not much comradely mutual squirting between him and Piquet.